presidential candidate, Senator Kamala Harris. Now, Nancy Pelosi, Speaker Pelosi, says Trump's obstruction could be impeachable.
Yeah.
You believe that charges of impeachment should be brought against the president?
No, I believe that the process should begin to do an investigation to determine ultimately whether impeachment should happen.
Okay. Is there a difference between that and the investigations that are going on now?
Well, yeah, because it would be Congress actually initiating a process toward impeachment, where they would
inquiry?
then, yes, an
Okay.
impeachment inquiry, where they would at the end produce findings with a recommendation, and if they recommend that then there be an impeachment proceeding, obviously they'll send it over to the Senate. But Stephen, I'll say this. I have called and do believe that that process should begin. I think there's a very good reason to do it, and I agree with Nancy Pelosi's statement today. I will also say that it is also fair that we are realistic, that the Senate is not going to impeach this guy. We don't control the majority, and I have no reason to believe, and there's been no evidence that on the Senate side that they're going to actually do the right thing. And
is there an extra power that comes with starting an impeachment inquiry? In other words, are the requests for information, the subpoenas, are they less deniable by the president if an impeachment inquiry is, like, what is the value of then starting the impeachment inquiry?
Well, part of the value is preserving this construct of our democracy that the founders imagined, which is that we have three independent co-equal branches of government where there should be checks and balances. And the United States Congress has a responsibility to conduct itself in a way that we pursue these inquiries and determine if this president has in fact obstructed justice and violated the law. So it's about maintaining the integrity of our democracy and the design of it. But I will say, that being said, we should fight for that and fight for the value of the construct and our democracy. But the reality also is that at the end of this, the Senate probably will not vote to impeach him, which means that he'll probably prance around and say, see, witch hunt, they went after me and they didn't get me. And so we have to just also balance, right? This is a reality.
I've never imagined him prancing before, but thank you for that. Thank you for that image.
Well.
Now, you unveiled a new policy proposal this week, your equal pay plan.
Yes.
What's the plan? Because I remember Obama on day one signed the Lilly Ledbetter Act.
Which was amazing.
What did not get accomplished by that the equal pay plan would cover?
So it was extraordinary progress that President Obama, together with Lilly Ledbetter herself, made, and it was historic in what he did, and also it was the first bill he signed. So it really was a strong statement. And I want to take it to the next step, and this is that. When women are, they are required, the law says that women and men should be paid equally for equal work. But what we know is that in America today, women on average are paid 80 cents on the dollar of what men are paid for the same work. African-American women, 61 cents on the dollar, Latinas, 53 cents on the dollar. So, and these are actually not debatable points.
So this is not hours worked on average over a work week. This is hour for hour.
Yeah, and for the same work. Or it could be the annual salary, but it's for the same work. What are people being paid? And so what I am saying is this. Instead of requiring that woman who, let's say she's hanging out at the water cooler during break, talking to her male colleague who works in the cubicle next to her doing the same work she does, and he starts talking about what he got his kids for Christmas, and it is clear to her that he's making more money than she is, right? What is she going to do? Well, she's not going to ask him how much is he getting paid, and he probably won't tell her. She'll probably go to her supervisor, hey, how are we getting paid? And the supervisor will probably say something like, I can't tell you about salaries. So she's sniffing around, she kind of has a sense of it, but she has no access to information. So maybe she goes and she files a complaint with the EEOC, right? And she's going to have to then go through a long process. Her colleagues will probably find out about it. She will probably receive the wrath of her colleagues. And maybe it goes nowhere with that complaint. Maybe she has to come out of pocket to hire a lawyer to sue to get equal pay. What I'm saying is instead of her having to go through that process, let's put the onus on the corporations to prove they're paying people equally. And shift the burden from her to the corporation. And in my opinion, good business is about good business. If you are conducting the business in a way that you are proud, then you should be able to tell us if you're paying people equally. And I'm also requiring that they will have to post on their website whether they have been certified by the EEOC as paying people equally or not. So, like a restaurant, so, right? Like a restaurant, yes.
Well, Senator, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Senator Kamala Harris, everybody, candidate for President of the United States. We'll be right back with the star of Booksmart, Caitlin Dever.